Wicked Little Letters has just hit UK cinemas today as I'm recording this review. It stars Olivia Colman and Jessie Buckley, two actresses that I adore, and I was very excited to check this movie out as it is kind of like a black British comedy, so to say, and it is also inspired by a true story, which I actually didn't know about. So after walking out of this movie, I can say that I enjoyed this one, but unfortunately it didn't live up to the potential I thought it would have. Let's discuss why. Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to the channel and thank you so much for taking your own time out to check out this review. My name's Mike. If you're brand new here, welcome. If you're coming back, thanks for tuning in once again. So if you've never heard of Wicked Little Letters and you're wondering, okay, well, what is this actually about? Or if you have heard of this movie and you're still wondering the same thing, it focuses on a place called Littlehampton, and there's a resident there called Edith Swan, who's played by Olivia Colman, and she starts to receive these letters through the door that are just full of swear words, obscenities, and then not just her but the residents of this Littlehampton start to also receive these letters. And the person who is accused of sending these letters is Edith's next door neighbour, Rose Goodwin, who's played by Jessie Buckley. So I really loved the trailer for this. I thought it looked great. There was many times it actually got a chuckle out of me. And again, seeing the two actresses as our leads definitely got me on board to check this one out. I was definitely intrigued, and there is definitely a lot of positives you can take away from Wicked Little Letters, but there is also some negatives which ultimately let it a little bit down for me in terms of the potential I thought that this was going to have. I personally thought going into this was maybe going to be my movie of the year, or at least top 5 easy. Didn't quite reach those heights. So let's just go into a couple of positives here, because this is set in, I believe, 1920. The performances are wonderful, right? Jessie Buckley and Olivia Colman, I don't think they've got it in them to give a bad performance, but they have got great chemistry that is evident throughout, and they play off each other so well. I really love the moments where maybe you do get a flashback and these two were actually civil and really close friends and starting to develop that friendship. Or we get times in the future and in present where they're maybe not so level-headed with one another. And of course, Rose being accused of sending these letters, Edith is hurt and insulted by all of this. So of course, there's that rift between the two, including a very good supporting role of Timothy Spall, who plays Edith's dad. He's very controlling, he's very manipulative, and he's a character you're not going to like and can get under a lot of people's skin. But I also think he did a good job in delivering that tension he needed to do, where there's moments you despise the character, there's moments you're thinking, oh, Edith, you know, you deserve better than this. Like, why are you putting up with this controlling demeanor from him and this controlling behavior? The cinematography is also very pleasant and looks great. There was times I felt I was in the 1920s in terms of the on-set locations, and the cinematography captured that really well. They definitely chose a great place to shoot this movie, and I think with the locations that they did choose to shoot, they made it feel as if you were in that time period. Despite the two leads and the support of Timothy Spall, everyone else gave a really good performances. There was moments I did find myself chuckling. There was moments where there was good comedy, and there was elements I thought, wow, there's a lot of profanity in this movie, but they also execute that in a good way because that plays to Rose's character. So I felt that fit well. Unfortunately, if I'm going to leave into the negative side of things, and this is ultimately where I felt it didn't live up to that potential that I've mentioned, the culprit of sending these letters is very weak. Unfortunately, you can see it coming. It is very predictable. Don't get me wrong, could it surprise some people? Yeah, maybe. I did predict, however, who it was going to be. And it was a shame, because I would have liked to have had like a big reveal towards the end. A good reasoning why it happened. Don't get me wrong, you do get a reasoning and it is revealed who it is, but it's kind of revealed about halfway through. And once we get to that second act, and at least halfway through the second act, when the person is revealed to be the culprit of who is sending these letters, it's all about then catching that person in the act and them sending the letters and putting it through the red post box. And I wish they held the mystery out a little bit longer. I feel they could have had a couple of red herrings. They could have had that element where at first you get a few characters introduced to you where you think, okay, well, maybe they're going to be the culprit because of X, Y, and Z reason. And that's great. I was like, okay, well, I have a picture in my mind, maybe 2 or 3 people here. And then as the story starts to progress from the first act going into that second act, you kind of get straight away be like, yeah, so it's not going to be them anymore. They've clearly ruled that out, and as possibilities, it's clearly going to be this person. And it is. And I think that is a shame, because with that predictability and with some of the comedy that doesn't land, unfortunately, which I wish it did, and I wish it played more into that at times, this was ultimately let down by those 2 elements. But overall, I can say it's a good movie. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed as well if you get to check it out. I'm sure this is going to have an audience. And would I watch it again? Yeah, because I actually did enjoy it. But unfortunately, as of right now, if I'm going to try and make like a top 10 list of the year, and would I see Wicked Little Letters being in there? Possibly not. I definitely look forward to hearing what you guys think of Wicked Little Letters. But with that in mind, if I'm going to give this a score, I would probably rate a 3 to a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Have you seen Wicked Little Letters? Are you going to check it out? Let me know in the comment section down below so we can continue the discussion down there. If you've enjoyed this video, certainly give it a thumbs up. It helps the YouTube algorithm. Press the red subscribe button if you'd like to see more videos like this and more kind of early reviews and a lot more other content. I do want to give a quick thank you to all my awesome Patreons who help to really support the channel. Really means a lot. Absolute legends. Join today. £2 per month using the link down in the description box. Click over to here to see more content of mine which you may have missed, or content that you may have never even seen before. And until the next time that I see you guys, I'll be seeing you later.